To complete infrastructure projects in Sengerema and Buchosha districts, Mwanga region. Appeals been won by some parliamentary candidates. And in sports, the body of the founder of Tanzania Professional Boxing Organization, TPBO, Yassin Abdallah, has been laid to rest in Dar es Salaam. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's get started with the national news. Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM's presidential candidate Dr. John Pombe Magufuli has urged residents of Sengerema and Buchosha districts to vote for him for the second time so that he can complete construction of road and rural energy projects as well as revive the cotton factory in the area. He made the call when addressing residents of Sengerema and Buchosha constituencies on his way to Geita region.
I promise you today, the 8th of September 2020, preparations for the road from Sengerema to Kamanga, 34.93 kilometers long in the period of 3 years. If you elect me, I will build it at tarmac level. I know there are areas still with no electricity. 9,570 villages have been supplied. Outstanding villages in the whole country is about 2,900 villages, and those still remaining in Sengerema will also be completed. In the election manifesto, page 73 speaks about roads. Tarmac road, 36 kilometers from Kamanga to Sengerema. We are happy with the coming of Honorable President John Magufuli and the promises he has made us for Sengerema district.
The National Electoral Commission has issued its decision on 55 appeals lodged by members of Parliament, whereby among them 15 have been won by candidates who will now be allowed to contest the election.
Tume ya Taifa ya Uchaguzi inaendelea na zoezi la kupitia, kuchambua na kuzifanyia uamuzi rufaa za wagombea ubunge.
The National Electoral Commission is conducting an exercise of evaluating and making a decision on referrals on members of Parliament presented. Section 40, subsection 6 on National Election Regulation permits candidates to make a referral when they are dissatisfied with the decision made by the election supervisors.
And presidential candidates from Civic United Front, CUF, and AFFP parties in Zanzibar have returned their nomination forms to officers of Zanzibar Electoral Commission, bringing the number to have returned their forms to 4 out of 17 candidates, with Wednesday being the final day to return nomination forms.
Kuna universities sopungua 6.
There is not less than 6 universities, but in Pemba, there is not a single university, and this is one country. When Honorable Karume was our president, he put up buildings everywhere in Unguja and Pemba. There was no discrimination. My intention is to bring unity back to Zanzibar.
Mimi naomba Wazanzibari wanichague.
I asked Zanzibarians to elect me with a lot of votes, so I can win by a big majority. When I become the president of Zanzibar, I will give preference to 3 areas: education, agriculture and health.
Baada ya mgombea kurudisha fomu yake katika ofisi ya tume ya uchaguzi Zanzibar,
once a candidate returns his form in ZEC, it will be received, and after 24 hours, the day for appointment, which is tomorrow, the Electoral Commission will appoint a candidate so he can take part in the campaign. If there is any opposition, the Commission will hear them out, candidate after candidate.
2 days after election campaigns were launched in Songwe region, residents of Tunduma town in Mwanga district have urged politicians to use the campaigns to talk about their policies instead of using offensive language, with the police assuring that measures are being taken to prevent breach of peace.
They should speak about what they are going to do in terms of development. But what you see now on campaigns is candidates speaking ill of fellow candidates, while they should be speaking about development. We're asking for rare electricity to reach us, and water is still an issue.
Sikiliza kampeni vizuri, sikiliza sera za wagombea vizuri, rudi nyumbani kwako, katafakari, siku ya uchaguzi, mpige kura yule ambaye unaona anafaa.
A fire has gutted a dormitory housing 80 students at Nyerere Secondary School in Limbani village, Mwanga district, Kilimanjaro region. The incident occurred last night at 7 p.m. when the students were studying in their classrooms.
Kwa taasisi binafsi ambayo ilikuwa na gari la zimamoto.
We tried to contact a private institution who had a firefighting truck so they could help us save property. But as it was arriving, sadly it had no water. But as we were putting out the fire with buckets, the flame was too fierce and spread, and we could not carry on.
Mimi moto niliona pale ambapo nilikuwa nampeleka mwenzangu bwenini ambaye alikuwa ni mgonjwa.
I spotted the fire when I was taking my classmate back to the dormitory because she was not feeling well. I ran back to notify the teacher.
Wasiwe na hofu zaidi, kuwa watoto wote ni salama, hakuna ambaye.
The students are safe and no one has been hurt. We're asking those who can help us with mattresses, bed sheets, and blankets to do so.
And Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM has pledged to continue provision of free education in primary and secondary schools and improve maternal and infant health care. The pledge was made by retired President Dr. Jakaya Kikwete when launching campaign rallies for parliamentary and councillorship candidates at Ilulu grounds in Lindi region.
There are those who are talking like there have been no changes. They talk about old issues, but all that is now in the past. It has no relation to the way things currently stand. And in the 2020-2025 manifesto, it is to increase production of cashew nuts from 300,000 tons to 700,000 tons. A slogan on togetherness is not something to be ridiculed. If we are not united, we could be many, but we will not be victorious. I urge you so that we can complete all that was started by Honorable Dr. Magufuli, so he can complete what he started and fulfill our 2020-2025 election manifesto.
Tanzania Meteorological Agency, TMA, has announced the weather forecast for October to December this year, which shows that the country will be hit by drought in various parts due to inadequate rains.
Wa mvua huu wa Oktoba, Novemba mpaka Desemba, hatutakuwa na unyevunyevu wa kutosha ambao utaweza kuja katika nchi yetu.
In the October, November and December rain season, there will be not enough moisture coming into the country, so we can have a regular rain season. It is our hope that this forecast is more so in the northern region, which gets rain twice. So this forecast is for the northern region, and the rest of the country receiving rain from November to April. We will give you a forecast at the end of September.
Air Tanzania Company Limited, ATCL, has resumed flights between Dar es Salaam and Kamarus as from today after they were suspended in March this year due to the coronavirus pandemic.
Today, Air Tanzania has resumed flights to Komoro. If you remember, in March, Air Tanzania stopped flights outside the country because of the coronavirus pandemic. We were waiting for other countries to open up their airspaces, and we are grateful to God that today we are allowed to enter Komoro airspace.
That's all for the national news. International news is next. And in international news, Emurua Dikir, Member of Parliament Johanna Ngeno, has been arrested by police following allegations of incitement against President Uhuru Kenyatta of Kenya. He was arrested at his home on Monday evening with his supporters close at his wake. Various leaders in the country have expressed their views on the incident.
To stand for the united Kenya and tell off those preaching war and issuing threats against fellow Kenyans. This country has known bad times before because of politics. You have gone to war in 1992, 97, and 2007. Nobody should try to take this country to war again because of politics.
And so, I want to address William Samoei Ruto. If you are tired of serving this nation, if you want to concentrate on the politics, please resign today and not tomorrow.
Several residents who had their homes demolished by the government of Rwanda in Gasabo district have decided to camp outside the district's office, claiming they have nowhere else to go. The residents want the government to return their land as they have not been compensated.
2 months' rent that the government paid for us has finished, and I'm fighting with the landlord every day. Why did the government demolish our houses and leave us struggling? It is obvious that we have become refugees in our countries. If not for the corona pandemic, we would have run from this country.
Civil society organizations in the Democratic Republic of Congo have called for cooperation from citizens and community leaders in order to bring about peace and development in the country.
We suggest meetings between us civilians and the government, because the government is the one that can resolve the various challenges we as residents face. So we need to have constant conversations with top leaders and give them our complaints and recommendations.
That is where we leave off with international news. We'll be back with business news after this short break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and now in business news. National price inflation during the month of August remained constant at 3.3% as it was in July this year. This has been contributed to by falling and rising prices of some food and non-food products.
Drop in price rates has been attributed specifically by drop in food prices, such as maize by 2.1, raw fish by 1.0, sardines by 1.7, vegetables by 2.7, beans by 1.9%, and green peas by 2.2%.
Mobile phone company Tigo has launched a new service which enables customers to extend the duration of various packages before the service expires.
It means that a customer, let's say, buys a daily 24-hour 1,000 shillings package yesterday, that is to end today at 11 a.m. When it gets to 10 a.m. and the customer has remaining minutes or MB, when they purchase another daily package, the remaining minutes and data is carried over to the new package.
Na leo tunaleta sokoni, chukua kilicho chako.
Today we bring to the market Chukua Kilicho Chako, which means take your remaining GBs, SMS and minutes and move them to a new package.
The Permanent Secretary from the Ministry of Industry and Trade, Professor Riziki Shemdoe, has assured export transporters that the government will address various challenges facing them in order to attract more investors to the transportation sector.
Mantiki hiyo nadhani tukiweza kuyafanyia kazi kwa pamoja tutaweza kuimarisha sasa.
If we work together, we can strengthen these export businesses and improve logistics, something we have discussed at length. At the end of the day, it will make our plan a success.
Changamoto zinazokabili wadau wa sekta hii.
We have a plan so that they can speak on challenges in this sector as well as strategies on how to remove challenges in this sector. So stakeholders should expect good management and good opportunities for them to engage in business.
That is all for business news. Sports is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lim.
And now in sports. The body of the founder of Tanzania Professional Boxing Organization, TPBO, Yasin Abdallah, has been laid to rest today at the City Cemetery in Buza, Dar es Salaam, with stakeholders urging for more unity within the sport.
At the
end of the day, we need to live in love and unity. When your fellow is sick, we need to be together. When things like this, we also need to participate together, because at the end of the day, we are just passing in this life. There is sports, but there's also life after sports.
Golfers from Zanzibar have arrived at the Lugalo Golf Club in Dar es Salaam, ready for the CDF Cup tournament.
Wachezaji wa ndani wa Lugalo peke yake.
More than 100 golfers from Lugalo alone have registered. And still, there are others from other clubs who have shown interest of wanting to participate in the competition.
Everton have completed the transfer of James Rodriguez from Real Madrid for around £20 million, with the Colombian international signing a 2-year contract with the option of a third. Here is the story.
The 29-year-old joins Alan as the second major part of Carlo Ancelotti's midfield rebuild and is believed to have accepted a pay cut on his €140,000 a week wage to be reunited with his former manager at Real and Bayern Munich. Rodriguez was in the final year of his contract with the Spanish champions and started only 5 league games under Zinedine Zidane last season. He cost Real £63 million when moving from Monaco after the 2014 World Cup, when he won the Golden Boot while helping Colombia to reach the quarterfinals, but spent 2 seasons on loan at Bayern from 2017 after losing his regular starting role.
Paul George scored 32 points, Leonard added 23, along with a big late block, and the dynamic duo helped the Clippers rally for a 113-107 win over the Denver Nuggets in Game 3 of the Western Conference semi-final series.
Did a little bit of everything as he grabbed 14 rebounds and dished out 6 assists. He also had 2 blocks, including one late on a dunk attempt by Jamal Murray at the rim. Leonard's middle finger appeared to get just enough of the ball to keep it out of the basket. Los Angeles takes a 2-1 lead in the best-of-7 series, with Game 4 being played this Wednesday.
Serena Williams appears to be building something in New York at the US Open on Monday afternoon. She played her best match of the year so far, beating Maria Sakkari 6-3, 6-7, 6-3 in 2.5 hours to reach her 53rd career Grand Slam quarterfinal.
Earlier, the pair met in one of the worst matches of Williams' career. After Williams led 7-5, 5-3 and served for the win, Sakkari recovered to grind out the second set on a tight tie break at the Western and Southern Open, having been 2 points from defeat. In the third set, Williams began to cramp, and as all looked lost, she seemed to lose interest. Sakkari won 5-7, 7-6, 5 and 6-1.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. My name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching. Good night.
Si unajua kuwa 2020 ni mwaka wa uchaguzi? Basi ITV inatoa fursa kwa wagombea wote wa nafasi zote kujinadi na kueleza sera na mikakati yao kwenye kipindi cha Nagombea 2020. Changamkia fursa hii itakayokuwezesha kuwafikia walengo kwa bei nafuu.
Wasiliana nasi kupitia simu nambari 0767777147 au 0658777147 au 0684302014 au 22277591 mpaka 6 au advertise at itv.co.tz.
Ngoja, utakuta mwana si wako
Vigezo na masharti kuzingatiwa.
Vegetation provides erosion control, water detention, biofiltration, and aesthetic values, hence the need to protect it.